cancer in history books, not in the news. Also, save the animals. Alrighty, folks. I've been Twinge, and I've been your host for the last couple games here. Hope you enjoyed your time there. I'm going to be turning you over to Hootie, and got a lot of awesome stuff going on shortly, so stay tuned.
Thank you so much for watching Awesome Games Done Quick 2017. We have an interview coming up shortly with Stryker, who will be running Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi a little later today. And I hope we're ready with the hype, because we've got a great Ducktales race coming at you with Endy and Garadas. And I think we're all set, ready for the interview right now, so we're going to throw it on over to Fiesel with Stryker.
Hey everybody, good morning. I'm here with Stryker. He's going to be running Super Star Wars Return of the Jedi in about an hour and a half. So Stryker, there's a number of Super Star Wars games that were made, or Star Wars games that are made in general. What makes Jedi unique?
This one actually features a ton of glitches. There's a bunch of like freeze jumps, which are the game, you use a force power and the game thinks that you're on solid ground, so you can just continuously jump. There's clips, which I won't really be showing off on this version because it's Jedi difficulty and you take too much damage. Boss skips, you know, all those different kind of things. But this one is the one that's probably the most glitch heavy.
Okay, now you mentioned Jedi difficulty level. Now that's quite a challenge from what I hear. That's no walk in the park.
Yeah, considering that all the SNES Star Wars games are hard enough on easy difficulty, it's a fair challenge, I'd say.
Okay, did you consider making that a donation incentive, or you just said, you know, I'm going to go in all the way on this one?
I thought about it, but I figured I'd just submit it because I don't think it's been, or it hasn't been featured so far in a GDQ, so I figured, why not?
Okay. How did you get into running this game?
Well, this is one of the 3 games, or I guess all the Super Star Wars series were the first games that I ever had for the Super Nintendo. So, as a kid, I was always going through trying to beat them, and I watched actually my old babysitter used to play him with me, and he could beat him really, really fast. So I was like, hey, try to be like him.
I see. So, particular nostalgic significance for you being the first game. Yeah, that's pretty common. You see that a lot in speedrunners of classic games. So you run other games in the series? I know at least you run Empire.
Yeah, I run all 3.
All 3, okay.
I do Jedi difficulty for first and third, so Super Star Wars and Jedi, but Empire is so hard that, I mean, I've done it before, but...
You wouldn't offer that in a marathon?
No.
Okay. So how does Jedi compare to the other games in that series?
I actually find it casually to be the easiest one, just because each level is designed so that you start out with the base 1 blaster, so the enemies are easier to kill. Whereas in all the other games, you keep your blaster throughout the whole game. So if your blaster is powered up fully, you start off each level with an advantage.
Okay, makes sense. And what do you think is the best game of the trilogy? Like, if you had to pick your best game, Empire, definitely.
Yeah,
okay.
The movement is the smoothest, easily on that one. The other ones are there's a couple points where things are a little bit wonky. Like you eat inputs are eaten and things like that, but Empire is really smooth.
Okay. So would you say that Star Wars has a big significance to you in general, not just the games, but just the movies?
Absolutely. My dad has been to every single opening day for all the films, so I was introduced to it very, very, very young.
So besides the Star Wars games, what else do you run?
Well, I did Banjo-Kazooie. It was my first game. I try not to talk too much about that. Those are the dark days of my speedrunning career. Yeah, just a little bit. I didn't have a Super Nintendo, or I had my old one, but it got lost. So when I started speedrunning, all I had was an N64, and so I was like, well, what game do I like on there? So I chose that one.
Sure.
But
makes sense. Well, we got a couple of questions from Twitter that people have tweeted into us. Let's see the first one we got here. Ruji Mansion asks, are you excited for the reboot?
Reboot, sure.
Yes, that's always the
Any
answer.
reboots are nice. I'll take them.
All right, but I mean, have you seen either of the recent movies that has come out?
Oh, the new movies,
Well,
yeah. Saw Rogue One. Actually, I've seen them all on opening day. So just continuing the tradition with my
continue to be
father.
hyped
Yeah,
with the new Star Wars?
I've enjoyed them. So
Well, very nice. All right, next question here. The Shiriko asks, how has your music career been going well?
it's been going all right. I'm recording an album currently. Hopefully, can't say for sure, but hopefully it'll be out this year.
Okay.
So it's a lot of fun. Been writing new music, doing that whole thing, and keeping it interesting.
Now, we see a lot of speedrunners who are also musicians. You think
Yeah.
that those two are very similar
Absolutely.
skills?
They both require like really good practice habits. So I've a majority of people that I've talked to that say that they practice an instrument also have told me that the skill transfers over in terms of practice ability.
Sure, makes
Got to
sense.
spend a lot of time doing both.
Okay. And next question here. This is kind of a tough one. This comes from Andy,
Indeed.
who asks, "Why are you so beautiful?"
Well, I guess I'll have to give the credit to my parents for
All right. Once again, credit to the parents.
doing the thing.
Very nice. All right. Well, sorry to hit you with all these tough questions so early in the
man.
morning, but
It was rough. It was rough, but we pulled through.
All right, cool. Well, I hope you have some time to practice before your run. You got another an hour and a half before your run starts.
And then
That should be good.
Glasnost is going to be running Shadows of the Empire here a little bit before mine, so about 30 minutes or so. That's
Cool.
going to be a good run. Definitely
Right.
check that out.
Definitely, if you're a Star Wars fan, tune in. Just a few games from now, we've got those. Thank you very much for talking
Yeah,
with me this
absolutely.
morning.
Thanks for having me.
And good luck on your run.
Thank you.
Looks like Ducktales is almost ready, so we're going to throw it over to the front. Hope you enjoy the rest of the marathon. Cool. All right.
Cool. Thank you.
And check out the Pinball Done Quick side stream at twitch.tv/pinballjoe. All of the sub-dollars will be donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. This week, everyone that donates will receive a subscription to the Pinball Arcade, including 10 tables for both Steam and your mobile device. Donors will receive their gift after AGDQ. And just remember, there's another way to donate. If for every $25 on Pinball Joe's Twitch channel, you get a chance to win a new in-box pinball machine. Very exciting. World 9 Gaming is a premier computer, console, and arcade gaming provider for events across the Midwest since 2005. Dedicated staff, tournament expertise, an expansive collection of over 2,000 games and 100 consoles. For information on booking and upcoming events, please check out world9gaming.com. Take your event to the next level. As we're getting the hype set up for Ducktales. We have a $30 donation from Trunk Burger. Said, had to donate when I saw Ducktales on deck. Go Endy. Really Scary Goblins has donated $50 and says, been waiting all week to donate and payday is finally upon me. Longtime watcher, frequent donator. I've had the stream up on my work computer all week, and I couldn't wait any longer to give my money to GDQ once again. Thanks to all who have worked so hard to put these marathons on every year. You guys are the real MVPs. Save the humans, kill the animals. All right, and here's the moment we've been waiting for, the Ducktales race with Endy and garadas21.
Dexter, you start
Let's
the
hear some
timer
noise.
on character control.
All right.
All right.
All right, let's do it. You guys need a countdown? Okay, let's do it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, here we go. We're starting with the moon for 2 reasons. Reason number 1 is that you actually start in an arc, and so you can avoid the first enemy. Reason 2 is because of boss RNG. But there's something very important to talk about coming up. This level is supposed to be gigantic, supposed to be one of the longest in the game, but you can actually do a skip here. Let's see if they get it. Okay, Gardas gets it, Endy gets it. Very nice. So you're supposed to like get all these items, get Launchpad to kind of get you an item and so you can unlock that, but instead they just went right to the end here. That's something you can do very easily. Now they're hoping for good boss RNG, but either way, they can actually kind of pogo in such a way that should save them time. Nice job, guys. Endy makes up a fair bit of time there after an unfortunate moonskip accident. So now we're going straight into Amazon, which is another very difficult stage. It requires very precise jumps, especially on this first screen, so that you don't lose time. Otherwise, you can lose just kind of frames here and there by running into the wall a lot. Now, halfway into this stage, we're going to see what's called the heli skip. This is possibly one of the riskiest moves you'll see this entire race. The way it works is that each player is going to kind of position themselves very carefully and deliberately to spawn Launchpad so they don't have to wait for him on his helicopter. It's coming up right in a few seconds, so let's see if they get this. Okay, nice job. Gardas safes it out just a little bit. I don't blame him. That's extremely difficult. Endy goes for it, and he clearly makes up some time because of it. So he's in the lead right now, but not by much. That being said, this game is so tight and so precise that every single, if you can nail the harder parts, then you can really save a lot of time, and it's a big deal. So right now, there's a 2/3 chance they'll get good luck here. Endy gets bad luck, unfortunately. Gardus gets good luck, so it's all dependent on how the boss jumps. From here on out, it's mostly determined, and it doesn't save that much time, but Gardus, I believe, did make a small bit of time up there. Coming up is Transylvania. That is just, I mean, levels in this game are just so mazy in general, but clearly these players know exactly where to go and just kind of can go straight to the end of the level very, very rapidly. So the boss of this level is called Magica, and is one of the larger luck points in the run. Magica has 3 different heights she can fly at. If she flies at her highest height, then you can technically hit her, but it's, I think Gardus might have quoted that as a 2-pixel window, and so it is very, very difficult. So you're really hoping that she flies lower at her lowest or medium heights, but you can still try and go for her at her highest height. So they need to, for each one of these bosses, they take 5 hits. Okay, right away, Endy gets the highest height, but is able to hit it. Gardus gets the medium height, and it makes it a lot easier for him. Let's see here. Oh, Endy has missed a hit. Gardus is getting pretty solid luck here, and he made up a lot of time because of it. Now Gardus is very slightly in the lead because of that luck on Magica. So the next stage is the mines. You're going to very briefly see us returning to Transylvania for just a moment, and that's just because of the game requires you to return to Transylvania to get the key to continue in the mines. There's one small optimization you'll see in Transylvania, and that is as they enter the mirror, they're going to jump so that they can just kind of immediately pogo into here rather than butting up against the wall. So this is really, really close, obviously. I mean, they are right on the same screen. The mines may be one of the easiest stages in the game. They're, again, just like any other stage. There's small optimizations, but it is a fairly easy stage with a pretty easy boss. There is a small time savings on the boss. If you hit him just before he turns into his wheel, the later you hit him, the more of his kind of transition animation you can cut out, and so that can save time. And that's what they're going to be aiming to do. They're going to be aiming to hit him right after, I believe, he transforms to save that time. And it's not going to be much time saved, but clearly, in a race like this, every little bit matters. It's hard to tell exactly just how, nice job. Gardus with the more optimized pickup. So this is a very, very fast game. They're already headed into the Himalayas. There are 5 stages in this game. This is the 5th, and then they have one final stage after that, a revisit to your favorite stage in mind, Transylvania. But here we are in the Himalayas. They're going to optimize this goat spawn. They're actually going to despawn a goat. You'll never know that he was there. He should have appeared right there, and instead they just kind of get this easier 2nd and 3rd goats.
This is your favorite stage.
Yeah, definitely.
The optimization on this screen is that you always want to be sliding along on the ice as much as possible because you can visually see it speeds you up when you do. They are going to take a hit here to just save time. We're already almost at the end of Himalayas. The thing to know here is that there is some luck to this boss, but it doesn't necessarily mean that, a bit of a time savings here, or a time loss there. That might cost Gardus later on. There are 2 different patterns for this boss. I believe Endy gets the easier one, right, Dexter?
I got that.
And you don't necessarily, nice job, guys. You don't necessarily save or lose time there. It just makes it easier and makes it so that it's easier to not lose time. So that was the 5th of the main stages. Now we are going back to Transylvania. It's largely the same as the first time you saw it. However, the final boss and then just kind of the epilogue sequence is different. They are going to be playing through the stage identically as the first time. However, the boss is a bit different. For one thing to know is that you might see at the top there that they've got 5 million health. If you push select in this game, you actually get a health refill. And so that's something I never knew as a kid. But you're going to see that they actually use that after the 4th hit to make sure that to make sure that they're good on health. Ideally, this boss will be a 3-cycle fight. And more importantly, so we're looking for a 3-cycle fight for both of them. But more importantly, what's really going to make the difference here is if the 3rd spawn is on the right side. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. They're hoping for the right side spawn here. Oh, okay. Oh, that might be it. Endy is higher up on the screen. He's going to start on this vine sooner, and as long as he doesn't make a mistake, that's going to make the difference. And it does! What a race! Unbelievable! It all came down to that final task bat, that final bat spawn. Congrats.
Really nice job, guys.
It was all about that final bat. Because Endy positioned that bat exactly where he wanted it to, he was able to get to the top of the screen and finish off the race. Amazing.
Wow, that was just the sickest race ever.
Yeah, that was really good.
Oh my God.
And you might have made fun of us when we said every one of these small mistakes. So Garadas, how does it feel to have butted up against that small wall at the end of Himalayas? Did that cost you the race?
The lack of the sweat.
Yeah. These small things add up in a race like this, clearly.
Yeah, I mean, this game is insanely optimized on a high level. The world record is currently 7:08. But, you know, every small thing counts in this run. It's, yeah.
Yeah, technically a high 7:07 is possible, but it would be months and months of grinding.
Yeah, probably.
I believe your PBs are less than a second apart, is
Yeah.
that right?
Yes.
Yeah. About 0.8, 0.7.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
This was an awesome race.
Yeah, awesome race. Thanks,
Thank you for
everyone.
the support, everyone.
Yeah.
Give it up for Endy and Garadas. What a race. What a phenomenal race by two amazing runners.